All right, let's welcome in our guest, Kenan Thompson. Kenan, thanks so much for joining us. This is an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, man, my pleasure, bro. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Especially from Captain Downtown JJ. Downtown.
That's going to be my new nickname. I'm going to own that one.
Hey, man, I can't believe that's not a thing already, man. Like, you've been living from downtown for so long. What's up?
You got a new show. Keenan premiered February 16th on NBC. You play a widowed father of two daughters. Your character is a television anchorman in Atlanta. What was it about this show that made you want to do it?
I mean, the fact that they're offering me my own show, number one. But really, when we were thinking about the idea, we were just trying to figure out, what hasn't been really touched on in sitcoms. You know what I mean? And widow type, situation I don't think I've seen before. So kind of started there. And then, it grew from me having like a job as like a real estate person or whatever into what it is now. So like I'm to the morning show and I'm in entertainment, which makes a lot more sense for people that know me from entertainment, I guess.
What's been your biggest adjustment process-wise in terms of making a show like this versus, and we're going to get into the SNL stuff in a little bit, but just, doing a show that's as hectic as SNL is on a daily basis versus kind of slowing it down a little bit?
I mean, really, it's vice versa for me. Like SNL is kind of my calm place these days. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so used to it. And then we only really have to like perform on Saturdays, like perform, like unless we're doing like a pre-tape or whatever. So, I kind of get to save it up all week, even though it's stressful, like coming up with ideas and stuff like that. I'm kind of chilling. I'm in my hoodies and my sweats, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hanging out until like basically Saturday night. On this sitcom, I have to come in, at 8 o'clock in the morning and be ready to like perform like it's Saturday night, basically. You know what I mean? And then do that for like 14 hours every day, Monday through Friday. And since it's my show, I'm in like 99% of everything. So it's a grind. Yeah, it's much more different from my relaxed version of Saturday Night Live that I get to experience. It's not like that.
We talk about routines on the show all the time, and I've talked about my own routine on a game day and how it evolves over time the deeper you get into something, and your routine eventually becomes second nature. What's your game day routine? What's your Saturday routine when you're in season for SNL?
I mean, it's kind of everybody's. Like we have Saturday. I mean, because we only have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to rehearse. You know what I'm saying? Since we write the show on Tuesday and read it on Wednesday, and then they pick what they want it to be Wednesday night, right? So we start rehearsing everything, and we only have 2 days to kind of do it. So Saturday gives us that extra, okay, take every sketch one by one, full wardrobe, wigs or whatever, not necessarily full makeup or whatever, but, do them all kind of out of order, but get them all done solidly on camera, how it's really going to kind of look, and then do the dress rehearsal. So it's mostly just the process of doing the show. Like I don't have like, a ritual of doing like 50 crunches before each thing. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Or there's probably a lot of Chick-fil-A involved. I know that.
When did your body get used to it though? Because one of the things with SNL just in general is, it's late nights. It's like you guys you're not going to sleep at 10:30, a week of show. It's you guys you're staying up. So you've done it since 2003. You're the longest tenured, SNL cast member ever. When did you feel like your body was sort of prepared to take this kind of beating?
Never. You know what I'm saying? Like you just do it because it's got to be done. And it's just the schedule of the beast. Like you can try to curtail it like Tuesday and not spend the whole night, maybe come in earlier and get your shit done, try to be out by midnight. That's what I've been trying to do lately or whatever. But honestly, it's just like, I don't think there is any adjusting to it because it is such a maniacal, schedule, man. It's a cocaine schedule, but you got to suffer through it. And I got little kids, so I just, I sleep when I can, but I don't count on sleeping much.
Did you ever think you'd be doing this for 18 years?
No, I never thought I'd get the job. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dream come true just to be able to audition because I wasn't even allowed to audition right away when I wanted to. It was a couple years before they like actually let me try out for the show. So first year I was like, okay, is this going well? Second, third, I'm like, all right, well, I've been here a few years. Like maybe I'll be here like a couple more. But I never thought it would just continue to roll like this.
Do you remember the moment you found out you're going to be on the show for the first time, and what's your reaction? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I was like standing in my apartment in the Valley out here in LA, and kind of coming down to my wits end with like being a working like auditioning type of actor. Like that shit kind of sucks. It's just showing up at different things and people judging you, basically telling you you're good or not good, or you're just not the right fit for this and that and the other. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of emotional judgment as opposed to like you being able to show them what you can do. It's just like they look you up and down. It's like, yeah, well, maybe or whatever. So I was getting very tired of that. And my audition for SNL was okay. I don't think it went as well as some other dudes because they were like stand-ups and I had to do stand-up or whatever. And I had never done it before. So they had great auditions and mine was kind of like shaky in my mind or whatever. But I was waiting on that call for like a week. And then they called after, a week and told me I had to audition one more time at the Laugh Factory or whatever. And that was terrifying. But then the next day they called and I was like standing in my apartment, scarce ass furniture, like no pictures on the wall, you know what I mean? Because I was just like, this is not my home and I know that. And I'm not really trying to get settled into this apartment like that at all. And, they were like, we need you to move to New York this weekend. I was like, cool, I'm out. And I was out living in Harlem. It's the best.
When we were doing the notes on the show, I didn't realize this, but you have the record for the most impressions done on the show. Did you know that, by the way?
I hear those things, but I don't really know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, you've done 139 impressions on the show.
That's crazy. Who are all those people?
I have no idea. What's your favorite one? What is your favorite? Who's your favorite? And maybe it's not even something you've done on the show, but who's your favorite person to do an impression of?
I mean, it's usually like people that have clear tones. Barkley's always fun. Big Papi, Steve Harvey. Like Al Sharpton, just very clear. Like exactly because Sharpton. You know exactly when you're gonna hear it, what's happening. It just makes me laugh. So definitely the ones that bring joy like that. Barkley too, for sure.
We weren't expecting you to actually do an impression, so the fact that you gave us one, thank you for that.
Because the next one is the Charles Barkley. I think what's happening with the Pelicans is and the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Sun Gorilla was my friend, and we used to go to Taco Bell and Krispy Kreme all the time. It's just kind of hanging out impressions, basically. Playing video games. I live in Arizona, and I like it a lot. Scottsdale is cool. I like going to the mall.
We have to bring up. You've done an impression of the father of one of JJ's teammates, which has gotten a lot of attention.
Oh my God, LaVar is the man. Man, don't talk to me about no Kyle Kuzma. I ain't never lost. If I played Michael Jordan, I'd have him posted up like this here. He wouldn't score nothing. Big baller brand.
Did you ever meet him?
I have not met him. I think he's probably going to try to beat me up.
JJ, do you know if Lonzo has seen it?
This is not something I've discussed with Lonzo. Lonzo and I just discussed trade rumors. That's all we discuss.
There he is. What is that life like? Like you have to pick up. Do you have any choice on where you land? Or you just phone call and it's like, okay, I'm moving to New Orleans, I guess.
I mean, probably not much choice. There's probably a few players that get some choice. I was only traded once in my career. I did not have a choice. It was like at the trade deadline, and I got shipped from Orlando to Milwaukee. Spent a great 2 months in Milwaukee, and did not go back. Yeah, that was it for me. That was it.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough, but you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Ditch the spreadsheets and all of the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place instantaneously. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 24,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/JJ. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/JJ. Once again, that's netsuite.com/JJ. Rockstar Games presents the biggest and most action-packed update to Grand Theft Auto Online yet, the Cayo Perico heist. The Madrazo crime family have a problem with their supplier, the infamous drug lord El Rubio. Now it's up to you to find a way to infiltrate El Rubio's heavily secured private island of Cayo Perico and escape with all of the jewels, arts, and cash you can carry. Choose your crew or even go at it alone. Just make it back to Los Santos in one piece.
From lush jungle reconnaissance to dance parties on golden beaches, the Cayo Perico heist is an all-new Grand Theft Auto Online adventure for 1 to 4 players as you plan, prepare, and execute a daring island heist featuring an array of exciting new vehicles and weapons.
This game sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sounds sick.
The Cayo Perico heist also introduces the Music Locker, a new underground dance club and social space featuring world-class DJs Moody Man, or is it Moody Mon? Not sure. Kind of music, and Palms Tracks, plus new radio stations from Julian Casablancas and Joy Orbison, updates to existing radio stations, and much more. Access to Grand Theft Auto Online and the Cayo Perico heist is free with every copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. Play now on PlayStation 4 and via backward compatibility on PlayStation 5. Rated M for mature.
This is just a general question I have just about being a cast member on SNL, because you guys are stars, obviously. Do you guys get starstruck either by the musical acts or the celebrity guests? Like, is there anybody that comes through then you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is whoever, Peyton Manning?
All the time.
It never gets old?
No, man. I like being entertained and starstruck by whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I've seen you on my TV, I get very excited to see you in real life. I'm like, holy shit, why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, look, it's Idris Elba, like right in front of me, or, you know, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, music-wise, who do we have? Bad Bunny this week. It was the best. Bad Bunny is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he did his whole thing in Spanish. That was a real flex. So being around that guy, and like he did a couple sketches too. It's nice when they're like cool like that. You know what I'm saying? And like he's probably one of the biggest in his category, I would say, if not like overall, you know, music or whatever. So yeah, it's nice to be around those dudes and then be excited about them and then have them be cool at the same time. Like, I don't know. It might be different with athletes. I feel like athletes are like treated like gods from a young age. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them are a lot less chill than you would imagine, but it must just be a tall person thing. Is that what it is?
We're special. We're told, actually, the best way to describe it is we're told we're special when we're in our formative years.
Yeah.
Like, think about how your ego is developing. But I would assume you went through this a little bit in the 90s when you were acting as a teenager.
I thought I was special. I thought I was special in my mind. You know what I'm saying? We would go to the mall and stand around and see if anybody noticed, and nobody would. But, you know, I still was just like, hey, we on TV, we doing our thing, blah, blah, blah. They'll catch on when they catch on. So that's what's up.
Is there any role or any show from that era in your career that people bring up to you all the time?
Yeah, it depends on the people, but, you know, everybody's pretty strong on Good Burger, you know what I mean? Orange Soda, if they watched the Keenan and Kel show, you know. Pierre Escargot gets a lot of mention, the little bathtub dude. And then, you know, older people, you know, talking about SNL or whatever, they talk a lot about Black Jeopardy and what's up with that and Family Feud and stuff like that. So it all depends on the person, you know.
Right. I was going to say, I would guess for the audience of this show, of our show, Mighty Ducks, and heavyweights.
Yeah, I was about
probably
to say.
probably in that conversation as well, because those are two.
I didn't want to run down my whole resume.
I mean, the resume is crazy though.
The resume's long though.
Ducks, heavyweights, Fat Albie, you know what I mean? Mad joints, yo.
We do drafts on our show sometimes. So we'll draft a random topic, and we once did actually I think it was with Lonzo Ball that we did it with, but we did a draft of sports movie villains, and I made the argument that Wolf Stanson from Mighty Ducks 2 is the most underrated sports movie villain of all time.
Yeah, man, that dude was serious. He was like, we were kind of scared of that dude a little bit. See all slick back and Russian sounding. Yeah, we're like, hey, man, this is America, all right? We're the Mighty Ducks of America.
I want to ask you about something that Lorne Michaels said. He said about you that you are the person that he relies on the cast. What does it mean to hear Lorne Michaels say that about you?
That shit is crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I appreciate him saying things like that, but like, you know, that's a lot of pressure, man. You know? I mean, I'm up to the challenge and all of that, but really it's all about doing it for the love of doing it. It's doing it for y'all, you know what I mean? And doing it for the people, but also doing it for the respect of the show, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that he thinks that, great. You know, I'll just keep doing my job and keep doing what I'm supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. It's not like I'm supposed to show up and demand money and be whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's how the world goes. So yeah, I try to knock it out of the park like every single time because it also entertains me while I'm doing it. Like the sillier and crazier I can get with some shit, like I'm having fun. So it's like I'm not working and I'm not exhausted thinking about it.
What is the drug for you? Because you've been doing this 18 years. I would assume on Saturdays there's a lot of pressure. Look, we go out and we perform. You're performing. I'm assuming it's very exhausting. Tommy was talking earlier about your schedule. Like, what's the drug? What is it that keeps you sort of locked in and keeps you coming back for more?
I mean, SNL is special because it changes every week. It never gets old. You know what I'm saying? It's a brand new show every single week. So when you've had your greatest show in your mind, you have a reset within a day to try to think about another host and try to come up with something else funny for that host to do. And if you don't, it's like that shit you just was celebrating doesn't even really mean that much. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of learn not to even overly celebrate things. It's just like, yeah, obviously I did my job. That was funny. That's what we're supposed to do. Moving on to the next one and then maybe celebrate the season or some shit. But like while it's going, it's just like, man, you just got you on and on and on and on, patting each other on the back, more so congratulating your other cast members when they do something awesome. That feels much better than like the self-celebratory because, like I said, now you have to come with some shit for the next week. And if you don't have nothing, then it's like, oh, now you're getting back down on yourself. Or if you do something that is whack, you're opening yourself up for just the ups and downs to be so extreme. You know what I mean? You try to want to maintain a little more level-minded kind of experience. Otherwise, it'll just stress you out.
How do you measure whether or not if something is whack or not? It's your own mind?
Sound.
The sound. What do you mean by that?
Laughs. You know what I'm saying? If it's getting laughs, then I know. I mean, also like the responses, like when my buddies hit me up like, yo, and I ain't heard from them in a minute. It's like, yo, I caught that thing. That shit was crazy, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, okay, it's really reaching people. But while we're doing it, you know, and while we're crafting it and writing it and rewriting it, yeah, it's all about, you know, how big are the laughs and are they coming in the places we expect them? If
you're mid-sketch and you're not getting those laughs, what's going on internally in your mind?
Panic, like anger, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is not connecting to the people? You know what I mean? Like, where do we miss them? Can we get them back on track, or are we just wasting time? Especially if it's gone off the rails, like early, like around page 3, you know what I mean? And our usual sketch length is like 12 pages, you know what I'm saying? So I got 9 pages of shit to suffer through, basically. Like, what's happening? You know, so that's when shit starts to get kooky and you start laughing at it, or you start raising your voice or kicking up in the air or like throwing shit, you know what I mean? Like whatever you can do to start pulling the attention to the fact that you guys are supposed to be laughing at what I'm saying, you know what I mean? And you're not, like, where's the disconnect? So Yeah, it's a lot of panic in the silence, basically. But you try not to, just let that silence engulf you. You try to like figure out a way to turn that panic into something crazy, wacky, anything you can to get a reaction out of people.
I'm trying to equate the panic that I would feel on the court. I think you have like an 0 for 7 stretch. You turn the ball over 3 times and your man scores on you 4 straight times. The panic that I would feel is, please get me the fuck out of the game.
Right.
That would be my panic. I would want to just get off the court.
Right.
That break that happens after a sketch, what's those conversations like when it doesn't hit? Is it on to the next one immediately, or is there a check in there?
It's on to the next one immediately. Like, we check in like during the day, like when we rehearse the things out of order or whatever, and then it kind of doesn't go how I imagined it going. That's when we really are like, all right, so, blah, 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 because we're out of time, basically, by the time we do it for dress rehearsal. You know what I mean? It's either going to get picked or it's going to get cut, and then you're just making adjustments at that point if it does get into the show. So it ain't a whole lot of, like, during the live show, if something doesn't go well, we're talking about it. It's just like, that happened, moving on. There's another sketch to get right. You know what I'm saying? I can't focus on the past, basically. And that's kind of like the adrenaline of that place. It just keeps going. It's just keep on feeding the machine. You know what I mean? It can't eat enough until 1 o'clock, and then that's that.
Did you have young cast members who, like, the first time you saw them, you just kind of knew that they had it? Where it was just like the immediate spark, just straight up, like within 10 seconds, you're like, yeah, this is gonna work. There's
been a lot of them. I mean, to name a few right offhand, like that are in the cast right now, I would say, Kate, Adi, Cecily, like Chloe, like they all Ego, Chris for sure. Like I should just probably name the whole cast, you know what I mean? Because the cast right now is super solid, but you can tell when people are like, oh, they have a spark and they're going to be interested, or, oh, they're blossoming and like now they're like really getting their groove and shit like that. It's kind of obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like that when they're brand new and they do some shit, it's like, oh, they're trying, just to be different or whatever. But when they hit and it's like, oh, we can use what they have to offer, like whether it's voices or fearlessness or whatever. It's usually pretty obvious.
You worked with Fallon, right, for a while? You guys overlapped. Yeah. Is there anyone else that is incapable of keeping a straight face that you've worked with during a sketch?
This guy.
I know you. Yeah, for sure. I know that.
Yeah, man, we like to laugh. I mean, just the laughing takes the stress away, but I try to do it when I'm not on camera. But I'm also trying to enjoy having such a front row seat to this experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching the greatest entertainers, and do their thing, basically. So when I'm like, I'm not going to laugh at that, I'm not dead inside. You know what I'm saying? So I like to enjoy it. But some things do make me laugh in the moment. I don't know. It's just, especially when things are going off the rails, that's like the most hilarious to me. Now, it used to terrify me, but I find it quite hilarious now.
Luxury never sleeps, which is why you need the RealReal app. The RealReal is the largest and most trusted source for authenticated luxury consignment. On the app, you can shop and sell top designers 24/7 from anywhere. Think Gucci, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Rolex, and Cartier, all up to 90% off retail. Everything is authenticated by a team overseen by luxury experts, and thousands of new items arrive daily.
Personalize your shopping experience with My TRR. Save searches for your favorite designers and items in your size, and watch new items stream in. Plus, keep tabs on your favorites. Just click the heart next to any item to add it to your obsessions. An ad app exclusive feature allows you to share these obsessions with friends and family.
Have luxury items you no longer use? The RealReal app makes it easy to sell to one of our millions of luxury shoppers. Book an appointment on the app, track your items with your personalized My Sales dashboard, and get notifications when your items sell. So download the app today to shop and sell your favorite luxury brands. Get 20% off select items with the code REAL, REAL. Plus, new shoppers get $25 off their first purchase. Available on the App Store or Google Play. Get the RealReal app today. If you sell stuff online, you're definitely in the right business. More people are shopping online than ever. That means a lot of orders are coming in, and a lot of orders you'll need to ship out fast. And that's why online sellers like you need ShipStation. No matter how much you sell, ShipStation makes it super easy to manage and ship all your orders from all your sales channels faster, cheaper, and more efficiently.
Yep, with ShipStation, you can import orders from any sales channel and ship with any carrier. You can also access discounted shipping rates and automate just about any shipping task. You'll spend a lot less time on shipping and a lot more time growing your business.
No matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, your own website, ShipStation funnels all your orders into one simple interface that you can manage from anywhere, even your cell phone. You'll even get access to amazing discounts with major carriers, including UPS, FedEx, and USPS. And it's easy to compare carriers and choose the best solution every time. This seems like a no-brainer, Tommy. With ShipStation, small businesses can now access the same rates usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies without the contracts or commitments. It's no wonder ShipStation has more 5-star reviews than any other shipping software. So ship more in less time. Just use my offer code JJ to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free of no-hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in JJ. That's ShipStation.com. Enter offer code JJ. Make ship happen. I see what they did there.
Do you have a moment, and it can be 10 years plus ago, different names and everything. But do you have a moment where it was going so off the rails and you kind of walked off stage and you were like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't like anything that I was laughing at the time, because it was like the first time somebody gave me a sketch, but I tanked the shit out of it. And I didn't mean to. Like, I just fumbled this one line and I didn't ad lib through the moment. I just let it be like a strange moment, quiet, super quiet in the studio, to the point where you could hear this one lady go, "Oh," like, and then the rest of the sketch played like trash or whatever, and it got cut. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that dude actually wrote for me anymore after that. But there was a big learning lesson to not just let little things kind of just throw the whole thing off course. You know what I'm saying? I should have just been like flippity and spit out the take or whatever and reset the word, something to like reset the whole shit. But you live and you learn, basically.
Is there a celebrity host that stands out in your mind for just coming in and crushing it?
I mean, Reggae just crushed it. Like, for a first timer, and Regina too. You know what I mean? Regina, I mean, also my man Dan Levy crushed it. So we had like 3 first timers in a row. But also maybe 4, because John Krasinski was a first timer too. So we just had 4 first timers in a row that all killed, basically. You know what I mean? And they were all great people. That our 3 dudes were all great dudes, and Regina could not be sweeter. You know what I mean? And she couldn't have been more locked in and shit like that. So I think we just had an awesome 4-week run, and we got Nick Jonas next week, so it'll be like a great 5-week run. But like my personal favorites, like of all of them, like Chappelle, Tom Hanks, you know what I mean? Eddie Murphy's week was a huge week. Sandler's week was a huge week. So yeah, Will Ferrell, like any of the old cast members, you know what I mean? That's always a great week.
I went to the Chappelle one he did right after when Trump won in 2016.
Crazy.
Which is crazy to think about now. Cause he hadn't done any stand up at that point.
Yeah, that was a heavy ass week, and he was returning to America on like the most pivotal fucking election like I had seen in a while. So yeah, crazy.
Before we let you go, I did want to ask you. You grew up in Atlanta. You've lived in New York City a long time. Where does your sports fandom lie?
I mean, it's all Atlanta loyalties. You know what I mean? Fortunately and unfortunately, a lot of the time. But I also like have a spot in Tampa, so like I was proud of the Bucks, proud of the fucking Lightning. You know what I mean? Waiting on those Rays to see if they'll ever do anything, but. Whatever. Also, like New York, LA. I mean, I've lived, I guess, in a bunch of different places. So kind of just a fan of athletics, you know what I'm saying? And people that have precision minds like yourself, you know what I mean? Like, shit, man, you've been banging since McDonald's All-Star MVP, I was reading.
2002. Actually, that was at MSG. How does the celebrity row work at MSG? Do you guys pay for that? Or do you like reach out and say, I want to come to this game, and the Knicks hook you up? Like, how does it? It's
a reach out. You're reaching out. Come on. You reach out, they put you on the camera, and so it's a give and take. You scratch the back, I scratch yours. Come on.
Oh man, have you ever wanted to go to a game and they're like, nah, we got somebody else like already? Like,
like you called too late or whatever, or we're sold out. Like, sorry, man. Like, we can get you like some nosebleeds or whatever. Like, it depends. Like, I'll go if I'm really trying to go to that game. I'll sit wherever. Doesn't really matter. But
like, what's a nosebleed for you? 7th row?
Yeah, I was just about to say, about 2C. 2C is about as far back as I want to
go. But this is my question for both of you: is at what point, when the fans are back in the arena, does this become the Nets? Because with this team, I'm curious. Like, the Knicks are great. We just had Julius Randle on the show last week. They're overachieving, but the Nets have 3 of the best players on the planet playing 10 miles away.
I mean, if you're a real New Yorker, you should be able to make the rounds. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to watch the Rangers and the Devils and the Islanders. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yanks, Mets. Like, if you're not from New York, like if you're visiting, like, I love New York type of guy, you should be able to just go wherever. That's kind of my style, basically. I'm here to root for whoever gave me free tickets.
Oh man, Keenan, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. Congrats on the show. Keenan airs on NBC. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. NBC Tuesday. Boo boo.